Hi there, welcome back to another project video. Today's video is a little bit special because today is the 28th of September and this is a commemoration video for 30 years of the P38 Range Rover. To start this story, we're going to take you back to 1988. In 1988, various different design houses entered the competition through Land Rover Solihull, where they created what the Range Rover should look like. Some of the names like Ital Design Bertoni entered the competition, although it was George Thompson's Pegasus project that actually won the design competition. The car was aptly named the P38 due to the block that it was designed in. The P38 took over from the Range Rover Classic. The P38 was vastly larger on the outside as well as the inside. However, it did bring a hint of luxury under its new Range Rover autobiography program, which meant that you could basically customize your Range Rover in any way, shape or form. Everything from custom colours, colour coding, as well as custom designed interiors. The P38 was also loved by the royal family, Her Majesty the Queen herself, as well as a list of A-list celebrities in the UK and around the world. Here's a video of Jeremy Clarkson proving just that point.
Realistic on this one either, because I have here a list of Americans who have a Range Rover. Ready? Cher, Tom Cruise, Michael Douglas, Jane Fonda, Michael J. Fox, Dustin Hoffman, Whitney Houston, Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson, Don Johnson, Magic Johnson, Quincy Jones, Barry Manilow, Jack Nicholson.
The P38 Range Rover was also very popular by the likes of people like Overfinch, a tuning development company. It was only ever in production from 1994 to 2001. However, in that time there was multiple different variations, limited edition models, and so on and so forth. One of these models was the Range Rover Lindley, initially commissioned to 10 but only 5 or 6 built. Then came the end of the production models, things like the Westminster and the Bordeaux. It wasn't just A-list celebrities who loved this car as well. Obviously the police had a fond likeness to the old classic Range Rover. When the P38 Range Rover came along, the police and a lot of different constabularies across the UK had them on their forces, mostly used as motorway vehicles due to the versatility of the amount of kit that they could actually carry, as well as a 3.5 ton towing capacity. And of course, the ultimate P38 fans, the P38 enthusiasts who tirelessly keep these beautiful beasts on the road. You'll be hearing from myself and a couple of friends and a couple of other people on just how the P38 has impacted their life. So here we are, P38 30th anniversary video, and this is Keith. Obviously you've seen Keith on the channel as well as Crime Stoppers, so so Keith, this is now your third P38. Obviously those eagle-eyed viewers who have watched YouTube videos on the channel before saw you in the 4 litre. This is a 2.5 DT.
Yep.
M51. Why do you love these so much then? Come on.
I just like they're not the fastest things by any, you get overtaken by wildlife, but it's just the way they drive. You just, I don't know, you get that connection with them, I suppose. But the difference between a 4 litre and a 2.5 is day and night. But for some reason the 2.5 I tend to go for that more. I can't explain why really.
Yeah, and obviously this is actually quite a basic spec vehicle compared to the HSE, isn't it? So
Yeah, it's an earlyish one.
Yeah.
It's a 95, 96 variant.
yeah,
It's got the teddy bear interior.
yeah,
It's got the it's got the manual climate.
Yeah.
Hasn't got the digital.
yeah,
Everything's said simple. There's no heated seats, no electric seats, etc., etc. It's just a base model, as you can see. It's got no fog light, where headlight washers, nothing like that on the later models like the HSEs and stuff like that.
So this is Frank, everybody. Frank, we've actually done a deal on this lovely DHSE today, and Frank has very kindly agreed to do a little bit of a YouTube interview today on the P38, which he's bought. And Frank, you've owned this car since, is it 2019?
2021.
2021. So do you want to talk to us about why you chose a P38, and what does it mean to you, and what is it sort of, has it done you proud owning a P38?
Well, first questions first. I bought it because I just moved to the northeast from Germany,
Yeah.
and I had still loads of stuff in Germany. So the plan was just to trailer the stuff back bits by bits. We're talking like motorbikes and cars and stuff like that. So I was looking for a tow car, and P38 fitted the bill, not just on the fact that it would tow, but the price, of course.
Yeah.
The budget was, as you can see, limited.
Yeah.
And but it just did it. It's just, you know, you just hitch the trailer on, you drive down to Hull, you go beyond the ferry, other side of Cologne, get all
Yeah.
the stuff and drive it back. It just did it as same as it was going to the shop.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
absolutely fine. It
Oh,
was,
brilliant.
you know, it was comfortable. The automatic gearbox, diesel engine that just trundled
Yeah,
along. No, you know, nothing fantastically superb about the experience.
Yeah.
But you don't want that. You just
Yeah.
want to get out the other end.
It's more of a tool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think these are probably some of the last ones which are the end of the line for the Land Rover, where they became a bit of a Swiss Army knife. They were a tool that
Yeah,
you
this
could be
is-
comfortable and go off-roading and...
2001, isn't it?
Yeah, 2001 this
last
one, so
year,
yeah. This is the last year of production, 2001, yeah, so... Yeah, so...
I was just pleased. I still don't have a car with the new style number plates with the year, the 59, the 69.
Yes,
whatever
yes.
in it. So yeah, still don't know why.
Yeah.
I remember talking to some lad, and he goes, "Oh, how old is that? What year is it?" And he said, "Oh, it's a Y plate." And he goes, "What's a Y plate?"
will you be sad to see it go? Obviously, you've owned it for quite a while.
You know, it's fulfilled its purpose, but even this morning, before it came down, brought it down, we did a tip run with it, and that's the thing. It was an oak mattress, it was boxes and bags from the attic and stuff like that. You shove it all in, you take it to the tip,
Yeah.
empty it out, and you just do it again. You know, it's just one of
Yeah,
those things.
they are what they are, aren't they?
I get the feeling, I honestly get the feeling I'm going to miss that ability.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
you're going to go, oh yeah, well, let's get Ben a new wardrobe from IKEA. Oh, how are we going to get it back? And
Yeah.
suddenly the world becomes more
Yeah.
complicated.
yeah.
Because you don't just say, oh yeah, we'll take this down and we'll be
That's the
fine.
thing. I mean, with mine, obviously, I'm in the sort of motor trade, so there's a lot of times I'm just chucking wheels in the back of mine, or chucking a set of tyres in the back of mine, or I think like next week I'm taking 3 engine blocks down to Manchester, so this will probably be the one doing
I
that.
was going to apologise about the chain marks on the
Oh,
from
it's
chucking
quite
the
all right.
motorbike in there.
Yeah, it's quite all right. So yeah, but yeah, so this guys is the DHSE. It's I guess like Frank says, it's 2001, and it has literally just been his sort of utility vehicle. Were you using this daily, Frank?
I was up until March, April.
Yeah. So yeah, so no, thank you very much, Frank, for the short interview. I did say it was going to be short and painful.
Oh, okay,
Sorry,
okay.
short and painless. Sorry, not short and painful. But yeah, like I said, you know, I mean, this video is going to be on the 30th anniversary edition that we're doing for the P38, and I'm happy that you've had a positive experience with it. Hi guys, so obviously you know who I am. I'm Az, and I'm actually this is one of the collection that I haven't introduced to the channel yet, so I thought what's best to introduce it than to do it now on the 30th anniversary P38 video. This is actually a Westminster. It's a 4 litre V8. They only did 200 Westminsters in the UK. In the UK, 50 were diesels, 150 were petrols. The Java Black, Bonatti Grey and Silver. The silver was called Blenheim Silver. This is obviously one of the Java Black cars, 4 litre. It's got a lovely wood interior, complemented with black leather. Today with me is Spencer. Obviously I can't drive them all sadly, so Spencer has been roped in and now is a thorough P38 enthusiast on his first test drive, clearly because it didn't break down, so he doesn't know the pain and the heartache of that. But yeah, so let's show you around this car. Like I said, it's a 4 litre V8. This is the interior of the car. Like I said, there was 200 made, and it's a Westminster, so like I said, you did get slightly different interior. You got different wood, different badging and so on and so forth. So here we are with James. This is obviously your P38, the 2.5. Is it DHSE, this one?
2.5 DHSE, yeah.
Yeah.
Coventry
So,
registered car.
oh, awesome. So tell us a bit about your journey with the P38 and what makes you love it so much.
Basically, when I was really young, so Grandad had P38, other family members had P38s as well, which is where this one is. It's a family-owned car since it was nearly new, basically. My Grandad had a 2.5 DT in, I can't remember what colour it was. It was green. It was a dark green DT.
Yeah.
Grey leather interior and things like that. And I think I was kind of at the age where I was starting to understand cars when he had that. So I used to remember just cruising along in it with him, and Friday night going fish and chips and things like that with it.
Yeah.
It was the car that got me into cars as a young'un. I've just always loved the P38. I think that most of the time when my granddad had his P38 as well, he was working on cars himself still. So I had a lot of my mechanical background with the P38, and I think obviously all the bad press about P38s is it's a load of crap, really, isn't it? They're good cars. Got my first P38 when I was 18. I bought a 4.6 HSE off a local friend who's got a farm. It had been sat with the windows out for 6 years. Basically recommissioned that, put it all back together, put some windows in it, fought the electrical gremlins and got it through an MOT. And that was when I thought, actually, these are really good cars. So this one's got 203,000 miles on it now. Service it every 5k when I can. Britpop bits to do the job. So I'll always have a P38.
Yeah, cool. Do you want to tell us a little bit about this P38?
So this one is obviously it's a 1999 2.5 DHSE. Family owned since it was nearly new. It's a Coventry registered car, so it's a HVC plate.
Yeah.
So obviously the CVC was more of the police fleet of vehicles, but obviously the HVCs are more of sort of like Land Rover staff cars. So the car came from Stuart Price Cars in Coventry, which was originally a Land Rover dealer. Back then it was one of Land Rover's registered dealers. And I think off the top of my head, it was one of the staff car of that. I bought it just after lockdown. The family member I got it from, he got a 4.4 TDV L322. And it was basically, what are you doing with the P38? He says, well, it's just sat on the driveway. I says, I'll come down and get it. But as I say, all I've done to it is just look after it, really.
It does look very, very clean.
It is. I need the bonnet painted. It's got the usual P38 lacquer peel on it. But as I say, last year I did 15,000 miles in it. Yeah. Touring the caravan, touring trailers, picked up 2 Range Rover Classics, picked up a Series 3 from Coventry with it as well. Wow. Never missed a beat. So general grabber tyres, still in its original 16s. Yeah. Brembo vented discs and pads. I've got terra firma, drop links, steering arms on it. Just kind of gets rid of that P38 death wobble. Yeah. Did have LED headlights and things like that, trying to modernise it a bit, but I'm sort of going back to, obviously, like I removed the tints this morning to kind of, with it being a HVC car, P38 to come in 30 years this year, I want it back to standard. And eventually it's something I'd like to have parked up in the garage on the trickle charger and just bring it out at the time when the time's right, you know. Aye.
Awesome. Right, well, thank you very much for your input there, James. So obviously this is Spencer, who we introduced before, and he drove this, which is the 2.5, because obviously Frank took the car this morning, sorry, brought the car over to me this morning. I paid him for it and he had to catch a train, so Spencer's kindly applied his services to driving this car. So Spencer, obviously this is your first time driving a P38, is that correct?
Yeah.
So what do you think of it so far?
It's quite interesting, because the cars I've mostly driven are the 20-year-old Volvos.
Yeah.
Very different cars really when it comes to driving. But it's been real good fun really.
Yeah.
You know, the way it drives, even getting used to the tankiness of it is very different.
Yeah.
And it's good fun really.
They are a you've quite rightly said there, they are a bit of a tanky car, because there's obviously steering box, and they have massive chassis on these, so yeah.
That's it, yeah. I had the S60 and I mean that's quite beefy in some ways, but I mean compared to this, the height, the squareness of it is very different as well.
Do you think you prefer like the height over a standard vehicle?
I think it has a lot of benefits. I feel like you see more what's going on
Yeah.
with this.
Yeah.
Where when you're lower to the ground, you certainly don't get the same feel.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think the thing I'm most surprised about is the age and
Yeah.
how well it drives.
Yeah.
Because you just naturally would think, the older it gets, the worse it's going to drive. But
Yeah.
in reality, some cars just are there to last. And